Boxing Truth here, back with another video. Alright, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the upset I was talking about for months when this fight was first announced. And the upset actually occurred last night. Teofimo Lopez won a unanimous decision over Lomachenko. And what was a interesting fight. You know, it was a tale of two fights. And before I, give my breakdown and thoughts, let me just say that, Teofimo won the fight. He beat Lomachenko. But he didn't beat him by the margin that the judges had it. At least two of the three judges. Lopez won the fight, but it just seemed like Top Rank wanted him to win. And it really has to do with the scorecards. I mean, Julia Letterman's scorecard, 119-109. I mean, how the hell do you come up with that score? It was an extremely easy fight to score. She simply just didn't watch the fight, or was told to give Lopez the victory on her scorecard, no matter at what margin. But Lomachenko didn't do enough to win the fight. I don't think he did enough to even earn a draw. But he didn't deserve to lose by that type of margin. 119-109, 117-111. That didn't happen. But Lomachenko has nothing but himself to blame for why he lost his fight. You know, he just didn't do shit the first 7 rounds. He only won 1 round in the first 7 rounds of that fight, in my opinion. He won the second round only simply because he landed a couple more punches. Now, it was a tale of two fights. In the rounds that Lomachenko won, he was more impressive. He was popping Lopez's head back. He was landing clean shots. He was landing combinations. And in a lot of rounds that Lopez won, he was simply more active. He was throwing more punches, and he was handcuffing Lomachenko. Lomachenko was hesitant. He was not willing to risk anything at all when Lopez was fresh and strong. And you have to give credit to Lopez for that. He took it to Loma. He kept that jab in his face. He kept throwing to the body. He just did enough to win those earlier rounds. And Loma allowed it to happen. He just wasn't willing to take the risk. He wasn't willing to engage, even though he's notoriously a pressure fighter. But in the first 7 rounds of that fight, he was backing up. He couldn't get his game going. He couldn't get anything done offensively until the second half of the fight. And by that time, it was a little too late. He dominated rounds 8 through 11 on my card. Had a great 11th round, and all the momentum was on his side. I really felt the fight was going to be a draw because I had it 6-5 in rounds going into the 12th round, and I thought Loma had so much momentum that he was gonna, finish the fight strong. And he tried like hell to do it, man. He really tried. But Lopez wasn't going to be denied on this night. He had a big 12th round, and that's what pulled out the fight for him on my card. He won 7-5, 115, 113 on my scorecard. He was the right guy that won. He built up an early lead, and he finished the fight stronger. Won that 12th round big and sealed the deal. And he's now undisputed lightweight champion. But both guys showed their class. Loma showed that, he's still a hell of a fighter. I mean, he lost a close fight against a younger, fresher guy, much bigger, more powerful. And he tried to take him to the deep waters. He tried to drown him, but he needed to do more in that first half of that fight. But he couldn't, or he just wasn't willing to, because of the firepower that was coming back at him. I'd be interested to see a rematch, because the fight was close, and it was a difference of between 1 round. on my card of the fight being a draw. Maybe Lomachenko could make adjustments. Maybe he could start earlier. Maybe he'll take more risk. Or maybe this is what it's always going to be. If Lomachenko doesn't play it safe, then he's going to get caught in the first half of the fight and possibly get stopped. He did everything in his power not to really engage in the first half of the fight. You know, he was just not letting his hands go and allowing Lopez to win rounds based off him just being more active. So yeah, I could see, why some people are upset. Lopez won by that wide of a margin. The Lomachenko haters are, ecstatic, happy as hell. They finally got something to smile about after Wilder got his ass whooped and embarrassed. But Lomachenko didn't get embarrassed in this fight. He showed that he's a great fighter. Just came up short against a younger, fresher, and potentially bigger, greater fighter than Teofimo Lopez. Props to Lopez, man. He took the fight. He wanted to be great. He dared to be great. He wanted to take that step forward of his generation of fighters. He's the first of his generation to really take that big step, take on an elite fighter, and win. And having that old school mentality. Not willing to just settle for showcase defenses. Not calling everybody out, acting like you want to fight somebody, but end up fighting a washed Gamboa. Not promoting his Instagram page, acting like some superstar when he hasn't accomplished anything yet. So respect for Teofimo Lopez, man. He stayed humble. He stayed real. He stayed true to himself. And when the opportunity presented himself, he didn't duck or dodge like Gervonta Davis. He took the opportunity with both arms, and now he's the undisputed lightweight champion. And he earned it. He won the fight on my card. There's no controversy outside of the lopsided scorecards. He won the fight. And for Lomachenko, it's hard to say where he goes from here. He lost the fight. There's no rematch clause. And he's not a natural lightweight. And I don't think he does better in a rematch. After seeing this fight, there's some things he could make some adjustments, but maybe that's what it is. Lopez is just going to get better, and Loma is just going to get older. So maybe a move down in weight is best suited for him. But he's still a great fighter in my book, still a Hall of Famer. Did something unprecedented, won a world title in the second fight, became a 3-division champion in a limited amount of fights, was willing to risk it all against this young lion. He came up short. Respect to both guys. Boxing won last night, man. Finally it felt like a big fight. A lot of people was tuned in. And it was on regular cable for once, not pay-per-view. It felt good. And it was an interesting fight, man. Loma just came up short. And Lopez is a new lightweight, undisputed lightweight champion. Nobody cares about Devin Haney. But I would like to see Lopez fight Haney to shut his ass up of all that clout chasing. But they're talking about a move up in weight to fight the winner of Taylor Ramirez. A lot of options for Teofimo going forward. Top Rank has another star yet again in their stable. Top Rank just knows how to do it, man. They continue to find these gems out of nowhere. This one from Brooklyn, New York. Lomachenko before him. Manny Pacquiao before him. The list goes on and on. They just find a way to create new stars in the game. Now they got another one. Teofimo Lopez. Congrats to Teofimo on a well-earned victory. He's the man in the lightweight division. And he's the man of his generation right now. Leading the way, leading his pack. How these other youngins is going after that clout. Not really trying to fight nobody. Just want easy showcase defenses or be gifted belts. My man Teo is gunning for the top guys, collecting hardware. And it wasn't a takeover performance. It wasn't a dominant performance, but it was a well-earned victory. And he showed a lot of character in the 12th round. I was impressed. And he's the man in the lightweight division. This is Boxing Truth. I'm out.